Hey guys,
All right,
this is episode 1.
we're live.
On episode 1.
We're live. Episode 1, Find Yourself Podcast. I am Non,
I'm Sumaya.
and I'm here with my sister-in-law,
For
Sumaya.
those of you who don't know me,
Sumi.
or if you do know me,
Sumaya.
say me. Also, guys, I'm congested today, so
She is
there's that. I don't usually sound like this.
But you already got tested.
I did.
You used
I'm Rona free.
You used the rapid test.
I used the at-home test.
How was that?
It was good. Like, it was pretty easy. My sister did it too. Your
Yeah.
wife did it too.
Yeah.
And apparently they were like all sold out, but my brother got one super easily, so I don't know. It was meant to be because we really needed peace of mind. Actually.
How was the rapid test? Like, what do you do?
So it comes with tubes and Q-tips kind of thing. You just swab your nose 4 times, each one, nostril, and then you put it in the solution in the tube, and then you wait 10 minutes, and it tells you, oh, you put the other thing in it. You put like a pH strip thing.
Yeah.
And if it has a red line and a blue line, that means you have COVID. But if it just has a blue line, that means you don't have COVID. But if it just has a red line, that means inconclusive. At least the one we did was like that.
Okay.
So we both had just
How
a blue
far
line.
up did you have to put the...
You just have to swab around.
You just have to swab around the
Yeah.
nostril area?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That's interesting.
It was interesting. But the other COVID tests, like the ones where they stick it all the way back, those are brutal. Have you got that one?
No.
Um,
You know, I went to a COVID place, or not COVID place, a COVID testing place called Curative.
mm-hmm.
And it was like similar. You just rub around the nostril area. Don't need to get deep all the way back into your brain and stuff like that. And then you give it to them, and I guess they do the same thing. They
put it in the thing,
They said that they sent it off to a lab.
Oh.
But I'm pretty sure they're
They
back
do.
there fucking...
Put in the pH strip.
Yep. And then they're like, is it a blue? Is it
I'm
red?
dead.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, they probably do that. Abdullah, who's my brother, he was saying that when he used to work in the COVID lab, when he would get the Q-tip,
Yeah.
he said he would put it all the way back as far as he could on people.
Oh my
I
gosh.
was like, you're a demon.
Because you have to, huh?
Well, you don't have to do it that far, but he was making it as if like he was like, oh yeah, like I was putting it really far back in their nose.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
like, you would. He would.
You think he was doing it on purpose?
Yeah. He's like, no, it's not gonna hurt.
Damn,
Sticks
that's
it in your
crazy.
nose. Yep. So our topic today,
Friendship.
friendship topic.
Friendship. We're going to talk about friendship.
Yes.
So, what is friendship to you?
We're jumping right in.
Jumping right in. What is friendship to you?
So we kind of have had a mini conversation on this before. So
Yeah.
we both kind of know where we stand, but like we can get pretty elaborate on it.
Just recap.
For recap, I was saying that friendship to me is like someone who's always there for you.
Mm-hmm.
And they're there for you like emotionally / when you need them. Also for when you want to hang out / have fun. That's what I was saying.
Okay.
And then we were like, oh, but is it like when you want to hang out, is it like, oh, is it just like whenever you need time, whenever you have time or whatever, that's what we were saying.
Right.
Yeah.
So, so you mentioned that like a friend would include you on things.
Yeah.
Like, if they go out or if they get something to eat or something like that,
Yeah.
they will either shoot you a text or something, right?
Yeah.
And you do that.
Well, the situation, why it's kind of tricky for me is because I don't drive.
Okay.
So I can't just be like, oh, let's go here. Like I kind of have to like depend on, okay, do I have a ride?
Mm-hmm.
When is my ride going to be free to take me?
Mm-hmm.
I can't just be like, oh, let's go right now and I'll pick you up. Or like you meet me there.
Right.
Because most of my friends do drive by now.
Yeah.
Most, if not all,
Yeah.
of my friends who I would say to them, oh, let's go hang out.
Yeah.
So most of them drive, and I'm pretty much the only one who doesn't drive. So that for me, I say like, oh yeah, like I want a friend like that, but I do like at the same time, like I can't be the friend like that yet.
Right. But when
So it's a little tricky here.
but when you do have a chance, and when you do have an opportunity to, you do hit up your friends.
Yeah.
Right.
But also, that's another weird thing. I feel like I don't have friends that I could be like, oh, like, I'm going out with my sister. My sister is bringing her friend. Do you want to come along with us?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a friend like that. Like, I actually realized recently, like, oh, like, that one friend, she's kind of like, you know, always busy, or like maybe her parents won't let her, or blah, blah, blah. Like, I feel like that's the situation a lot too for me. So then I'm like, oh, maybe I should get more friends. But then I'm also really picky with my friends. So it's kind of like,
as you should be.
Yeah. Do I just let another friend in who I don't know if I share the same, like, for me, I don't like friendships that are not deep.
Right.
Like, if it's not going to be deep, I'm kind of like, why am I here?
Right.
For me. Otherwise, you're just an acquaintance.
Right.
If we can't, like, sit together and talk for, like, an hour,
Yeah.
why do I want to be around you, per se?
Right. Because
So, yeah.
you don't get a connection, like.
Yeah, and I wouldn't consider them a friend then. I would just be like, yeah, I kind of know her.
Yeah.
So, that's the thing with that.
Right. But okay, so do you have friends like that now? The ones that you have like deep connection with?
Yeah, in some ways.
In some ways?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, I would say, like, in some ways we have, like, I don't, okay, I do think, the thing is, I don't think I have, like, a number one friend, which is always, like, what I've always, like, strived for, quote unquote. So that's what I would consider as someone who I would be like, oh yeah, like, for sure, she's my best friend. I don't know if I have that, because like I said, when I think about friendships, I think about super deep friendships. Like, I'm saying, like, the person who you're like, oh, like, do you want to hang out right now? And then they're like, yeah. Like, I'm always there. Like, when I'm always available, they're always available, which I know is not always, like, the case for everyone, but I have seen friendships like that. But and that's what I see as, like, a friendship.
But what if you have a friend who you connect deeply with, right? Who you know that's gonna, like, be there for you and always have an ear out for you, and basically is like in your best interest.
But you don't see them all the time.
But you know they're there.
Yeah, there are friends like that. I do have friends like that too.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I think I do have friends like that too. I also think one thing I have to realize is that, like, also when I say, like, oh, I'm not perfect, like, nobody else is perfect, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm kind of like, I don't know, like, it's hard. I don't know. Friendships have always been a hard thing for me.
Is because you
maybe I'm comparing
with what?
To other friendships I've seen.
To other friendships you've seen?
Yeah.
Like, what other friendships you've seen?
Like, those girls that have been friends for, like, years.
Yeah.
Or, like, that are always, like, you know, super close, or, like, they've been friends since childhood. Like, I don't have that.
But
I mean, I kind of do, but, like, not really.
But you know that sometimes, like, just because you know somebody for a while doesn't mean you have that connection, right? Like, there's a lot of people that I know that I still know since childhood, but we're not close like that.
Yeah.
You know, and I build more of a bond and friendship with somebody who I've known who I've just met, because we click and we understand and we know the boundaries, or sometimes there's no boundaries.
Yeah.
But it's not like negative boundaries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like it's not based on
how long you know
somebody.
Yeah.
I think it's based on, like, personality too.
That's valid too.
You know, because if you think about it, if you have like these friendships that you see, right? Sometimes I see these friendships and they're, like, known each other for a while, and yet they're, like, treating each other bad. They're, like, screwing each other over, like, low key.
True.
Throwing shade here and there.
True.
And stuff like that. And rather, like,
so it's not always picture perfect.
Yeah, but then it's kind of like going back to what I said, like, having the best interest in your friend.
Yeah.
Right. So if like my friends, I don't wish anything bad on them. If they got a good job, if they have like a new dog or something like that, I'm excited and happy for them.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes these kind of friendships is more like a competition.
Yeah.
And when you have these competitions between your friends, who has this, who has that, you know, who's more popular and stuff like that, it tends to have this like negative cloud over the friendship.
Yes.
Because you're always competing with each other, and then obviously you don't want to be competing.
Yeah.
Right? Because you don't come off as a person who competes with their friends. Yeah. You mostly uplift your friends.
Yeah.
And but then if you're doing that and then your friends competing with you, now you get hurt.
Yeah.
You could get hurt by it.
But also competing comes from your own insecurities. You don't know if the other person's feeling like that. You know what I mean? Are they competing with you as well in their head? Mm-hmm. Or like, because you don't want to be like you get friends sometimes and you're like, oh, she has this, and I don't have this. Mm-hmm. That's coming from your own insecurities, because now you're comparing what she has and what you don't have. But in reality, when you step back, like, you have a lot of things she doesn't have. Is she looking at that? Mm-hmm. I feel like that's when the inner battle comes. But if it's like obvious competing, kind of like, oh, like, I don't know, like fighting after a guy, or like trying to like get someone's attention, or like who has more friends, who can make more friends, like who can do better in school.
Like what I see a lot happening, even with guys too, is for instance, let's say you have a crush on one guy, and then you tell your friend, and then they're like, well, suddenly I like him. Suddenly I have a crush on him. And it's stuff like that, like, you know. And for me, you know, even going back in like high school days and stuff like that, you have a crush on a girl, you tell your friend, he will try to be your wingman, you know. And then there's some cases where I've seen where you tell one of your friends that you like this girl, and then his objective is to go and try to sleep with her before you do.
Wow.
See, isn't that messed up, right?
Yeah, that's messed up.
That's messed up. So it's kind of like the similar thing here.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel as though that maybe might more happen when, like, whenever you like crush or whatever, that used to happen in like 8th grade.
Right.
I that stopped a long time ago for me. Like, once you kind of like realize about yourself, you're kind of like, I'm not gonna.
But that aspect, I feel like, carries over to different things. So now it's not boys, but now it's cars or friends,
or like when you have money and
or
stuff.
when you have money. You know, Sumaya has 10 G's.
Who can look cooler? Who has the designer stuff?
Right. Oh, you know, she has Gucci. So I need to get 2 Gucci bags, or something like that, you know. But it's all like I said, like, I feel like it's all competition. When real friendship should not be you competing with your friends. Real friendship should be when you uplift your friends, and then you uplift each other, and then even if it's the smallest things, like, hey, I'm going to school. I'm going to school and I'm taking remedial math. You go, bro, you need help studying? You know, hey, I don't care. You take that's you doing you, bro.
That also depends on the person, though, because then I go back and I'm like, oh yeah, like that's when your own insecurities come in, like, oh, like, they're smarter than me, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? And someone could take what they say like as like, oh, you know, you think you're so good or whatever. You know what I mean? Like that, you know?
Right.
I feel like it depends on the person that you're talking about the friendship with. You know what I mean? Like, what is y'all's relationship? Are you comfortable enough with them already to talk about what makes you feel bad, or like what you're not confident about yourself in? Are they going to build you up during that time?
Right.
Or are they not?
Right.
What is the response they give you when you say something you feel low about?
That's true.
Are they like, oh my gosh, no, like, this is how I see you? Like, are they going to give you their undivided attention?
That's true.
One thing for me is like, are you listening to me? Like, I want to be heard. Like, even if they don't maybe like have the best advice, they admit like, dang, bro, like, I don't know, I never been through that. But if you ever just want to talk about it, then we can talk about it. I'll listen to you. And I think that's valuable as well. Like, you don't always have to seem like you either know everything or like, you know, about every situation, because you're not going to know about every situation that someone goes through in their life, but you can be there for them to talk to.
Right.
And that's when I think you have like a comforting friend.
Right.
And sometimes I get like discouraged whenever like you feel alone whenever sometimes your friends don't listen to you, or like you say something that's hurting you but it's kind of like brushed off, or like
yes,
the undivided attention is not given, and you're like, dang, like this is really hurting me, I don't have anywhere to go.
Yeah.
So then you just cry.
Oh man.
Yeah,
it's kind of like that. Like it's like you don't know who you could be vulnerable.
Yeah,
you test the waters.
Yes.
You test the waters. You throw out a little like, hey, I'm being vulnerable.
Yeah,
you know, hey, you know, this is what's going on with me, and you see their response.
Yeah.
And sometimes they get a response was like, oh, like that one meme where it's like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
you
that's
have a reply
crazy
for the person.
Yeah, and it's kind of like those things.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, and that's why I say, yeah, being vulnerable, being able to go to a friend, talk to them about your insecurities or internal battles that you have within yourself, and then they're you know, if they have advice, then they could give you advice.
Yeah.
And then they don't, and I think the main thing is like not feeling like they're judging you.
Yes, that
based
too.
on that.
That too, yeah.
Yeah.
Or aren't going to treat you differently, like, based on what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And having, like, a different point of view.
Yeah.
Or having a different belief.
Yes.
Or, you know, hey, I support this and you don't support that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, and that's why I'm saying, like, it goes back to, like, the 3 types of friendships.
Yeah.
You know, friends who are, you know, you guys are both against something, and then you guys are both into something. You know, it could be like cars, it could be K-dramas, K-pop, it could be,
and then like what you were saying, like how when the thing that you disagree with is gone, there's nothing left. When the thing that you like is gone, there's nothing left in the friendship.
Right.
And then the third kind is
the third kind is when they're your friend because of who you are.
Yeah.
That is the friendship.
Yeah.
That is what I would consider real friends.
Yeah.
Real friends, it don't matter. You can like K-drama. I don't like K-drama.
Yeah.
Yet we're still friends.
Yeah.
Because of who you are.
Yeah.
You know, so you need you.
But then it's also like when you say that also, like, even though I might not be interested in what you're interested in, if you show me something that you're interested in, I'm gonna give my undivided attention to what you're interested in.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, maybe that's not for me. That's not for me. But as your friend and as someone who loves you, right, or like wants to spend time with you because I just like who you are as a person.
Yeah.
I'm going to, when you show me something that you like, I'm not gonna dismiss it.
Right.
I'm not gonna. That's what another feeling I hate feeling from friends. Like, I'm showing them something that I really enjoy and I really like, and they don't see it. Like, they don't pay attention to what I show.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or at least like give it a try.
They don't get passionate for the things that you like.
Yes.
They don't get passionate for the things that you're into.
Yeah.
You know, and it could be anything. Like if one of your friends was like, hey, I got a job at freaking Walmart. Mm-hmm. You'll be like, oh, how's that?
Yeah.
Holy crap, how was the interview?
Yeah.
How do you get the job?
Yeah.
How long did it take? Do you like working there? Do you try? Do you how long like how's the job environment there? Are your bosses good and stuff like that? And you see it ties more to that person and not
how they are
and not the job.
Yeah.
You don't care about the job.
Yeah.
Or where it's at. You care that your friend got a job. You care that your friend is, you know, because getting any kind of job is like
an achievement,
life changing, either big or small. Like you're taking steps in your life, and that's where it's going.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of like also, and you probably get this or heard this, like degrees. Hey, I'm getting my degree in computer science. Why would you want to do that?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm getting my degree in biology. Why? What are you gonna do with your degree in biology? You know, and you get responses like that from certain people.
Yeah.
You know, and then some people are like, oh, Dope.
Cool.
What kind of?
What made you go into that?
Yeah, holy crap! I didn't know you like that. What is about it that you like?
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Only like certain type of people will do that. You know what I mean? Like
only certain type of friends.
Only certain type
will
of
do
friends
that.
will do
Only
that for
certain
you.
type of
And
friends.
then that's when you decide like who to get close to, who not to get close to.
Right.
Yeah.
Certain type of friends. You know, and that's what I'm saying. Like friendships, like certain friendships, like you always hear people say, like, I have a very small circle, and I think the older and older that we get, the more and more
It gets smaller.
it gets smaller. It gets it gets really small. It gets really small to where you have like one or two.
Yep.
So it's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay, because I rather have those quality friendships rather than quantity friendships.
Yes. It's also hard to keep up with that many people when you get older. Because everyone goes on with their own life and goes on with what they, you know, their kids, their money, their job, everything like that. So it gets kind of hard to be like, oh yeah, like we're doing this, you know, big gathering, whatnot, and all that kind of stuff. So that's why it also gets smaller when you get older. And yeah.
It's all right. We're just having a little technical difficulties with the camera going, but then we're just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know about keeping up, because
like you can't keep up with people.
No, because I think as a friend, you're not supposed to keep up with your friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I have friends who are still back in California, and there was a moment where I didn't talk to any of them for like 7 years.
Yeah.
And then I went back, and we were talking, and we were just vibing like
it was like old times.
Like old times.
Yeah.
And then I told my friend, because I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, and I was thinking, oh, I thought you guys like forgot about me.
Yeah.
Like I thought, like when I came back to Cali and we hung out, I thought it was going to be weird and awkward because I haven't talked to y'all in a while.
Yeah.
And they straight up told me, bro, we just pick up where we left off.
Yeah.
You know? And there's some friends or some people I know where they consistently need to know what you're doing.
What do you mean?
Like they hit you up and, hey, what you up to and stuff like that. And let's say I get a job.
Yeah.
Let's say I have a kid. Let's say I get married. Let's say I'm going to school. Let's say I got a new car. Let's say I'm making moves in my life, and I don't tell them. They get upset. There's people like that where they get mad.
Are you their only friend?
No.
So they do that with all their friends, or
Yes.
as far as you know?
Yes, because I hear that from them. When they gossip, like guys gossip too.
Oh, okay.
Guys gossip too. I'm gonna tell the world that right now. Guys
gossip
freaking
too.
gossip too. It's not only women. Guys do the same thing. And I'll be hearing the same. Oh, did you know X and X got married? Like, no, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, they didn't tell me about it. Oh, so you mad about that? Why you mad about
like
that?
genuinely mad
Yeah. Why are you upset about that? And then I hear it vice versa.
from the other person.
From the other person. The other person,
Wow.
oh, so-and-so had a kid. So-and-so did this. So-and-so did that. And they didn't tell me. It's like, bro, that's what I'm saying. Like friendships, real friendships, right? You pick up where you left off.
Yeah.
If you have a friend and they're busy, because we're all grown, we're getting busy, focus.
Yeah.
And they want to include you and update you.
Yeah.
At least they're including
will.
and updating
Yeah.
you. You know what I mean? But it's not this high maintenance friends.
Yeah.
I don't like high maintenance friends. I don't like friends who,
Yeah.
you know, and the thing is this too.
I feel like that's a generational thing too, though. Like,
what you think?
You're going into more like when you have things to do. Me at the moment, I don't have anything to do, so that's why I'm kind of like giving another perspective of like, oh, like I want people to hit me up and be like, oh, you know, what's going on? What do you want to do today? Do you want to hang out? I'm free. You're free. Let's hang out. Or are you free? But like that's whenever like you literally like you have a job, you like you're not just in school, which you are in school, but you're not just in school, but you're married. I feel like that gets different because some people don't have anything to do. Like me, like I don't have anything to do. So that's why I'm saying like it
You have
gives
more
two
free
different
time.
it gives
You have
two
more
different dynamics.
So you have
know
more
what
free
I mean?
time.
Yeah.
You have more free time.
I feel like it's two different perspectives. Like two generational perspectives. But I do see what you're talking about.
Right.
Like that type of friend would be annoying.
Right.
When you already have things going on. Like, do they have nothing to do? That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe they have nothing to do.
Right.
Either they have no friends, no other friends.
Yeah.
Or they have nothing to do.
Yeah.
So
back in the day when I was your age, I didn't work. I didn't go to school. Well, I went to school, but mostly I didn't work. So I went to school, I went to college and stuff like that, and it wasn't the same thing.
It wasn't?
I was doing the same thing.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, I was doing the exact same thing. I was hitting up my cousin. I was hitting up some new friends I made.
Like, yo, what's up?
Yeah, like, hey, what are you guys doing? Like, let's hang out and stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember I would get upset. I would get upset when they go and do something and not call me.
Yeah.
And I would get upset. And I remember I was getting upset and I was telling the guy, I was like, hey man, like when you go and do stuff, like hit me up, man.
Yeah.
Hit me up and
dang.
And let's hang out, bro. Like
my pride won't let me say that.
Like hit me up, man. Like and I would tell them. And but then in the course of telling them, I heard myself what I was saying.
Desperation?
Desperate
for friends who don't want to be friends with you?
I think it's not desperation in friends or desperate to have a friend who doesn't want to be friends with me. They couldn't hang out with me because they are busy. Like they're literally busy.
Then what's their justification behind not inviting you when they go to hang out?
Because in a sense, it's kind of like now I understand it. When I started getting a job and working and stuff, right? And let's say I get off work.
Yeah.
I get off work and let's say my cousin Ty hits me up. He's like, hey, let's go grab some food.
Yeah.
So it's just me and him.
Yeah.
Then so me and him go and get food.
Yeah.
And then person C hears that I went to go get food. And then they get upset. Why didn't you invite me to go get food?
It was an impromptu hangout.
Because it was an impulse just to hang out, right? So hold on. So I heard myself telling this person, hey, how come you don't hit me up? If you go and hang out, hit me up and stuff like that. And then I heard myself say, he said, why? What's going on and stuff? And I literally said, I'm bored. I have nothing to do. I just go to school and I need to socialize.
Yeah.
And I heard myself say that. And then I was like, whoa, I want to socialize.
Yeah.
I'm bored.
Yeah.
Not you.
Yeah.
He's not bored. He doesn't want to socialize. So I can't press my emotions onto him.
Yeah.
So it's more like self-reflecting. You self-reflect and you go, oh snap, that's what I'm doing. You know, I can't really blame these people for that. You know, so
I suppose that's another way to look at it. I'm kind of looking at it from the other side, but that's
it was
another way
the
to
same
look at
side.
it. Oh, it's the same side.
It was the same because I was in the same position.
Yeah, I guess, but like in my case, like I would never say to someone like, "Oh yeah, I'm bored. Let's hang out."
But is that how you're feeling though?
Sometimes, not all the time though.
Right.
Like if it can't be helped, then it can't be helped.
So
you know what I mean?
So what I'm saying is like the same emotion of feeling like dang, I finished all my schoolwork.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. I want to go and hang out.
I kind of feel like then that's the time where you need to like stop relying on the same old people who obviously, I mean, like you're saying, like they don't even have bad intentions behind it. Say that person doesn't even have bad intentions behind it. Maybe some people do. Like some people just don't want to like, you know, invite you or yada, yada, yada.
Yes.
Or they just don't think about you and you want to be valued as a friend to them. They're more valued as a friend in your eyes, but you're not as valued as a friend in their eyes. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like they have other friends that are their priority. Yeah. Maybe who they would rather hang out with, maybe who they're closer to in their eyes, blah, blah, blah. But like maybe that's the scale. Like that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying like that then leads to the emotion I'm talking about. Like being like, oh yeah, like I need to then go find my own friends that are going to value me. Like, do I just cut this off because the person doesn't really value me as much as I value them,
Right.
or just leave it at like, oh yeah, we'll be friends. But then it's like, oh, that person hits me up when they want to hang out with me, when it's convenient for them to hang out with me, and not when I want to hang out with them.
But when you hit them up,
They're not available.
are they not available? Do they leave you on red, or
That could be the case. But
does
then
that happen?
it hasn't happened to me personally. But if that did happen to me, I would be like, dang, like they're obviously not a friend. But if you're talking about in like your generation, right? Like millennial generation, people have lives, people have kids, people are married, yada yada yada. For me, it's a little different. Like every Gen Z on their phone all the time.
Right.
If you're not replying to me and you're leaving me on red, there's something else.
Right.
You just don't like me. You don't want to hang out with me, or blah blah blah. There's not many excuses you can give.
Well, there's a difference there. Well, what you're saying is, I don't think it's all just Gen Z, because we all have phones.
Yeah.
We all have phones.
But say you have a kid, right? And you're asking someone who has a kid to go hang out. That's obviously, clearly, it's not going to happen all the time.
Right. So, but then if you think about it, how many of your friends have kids?
None.
Right.
None of my close friends have
Because
kids.
you're friends with people in your...
But that's what I'm saying. That's the difference.
Yeah.
It could be different. I'm saying, like, for me, why it frustrates me, that would frustrate me, is because I know these people also
don't have kids.
likely have nothing to do.
They have no kids.
And the time in which they would leave me on red, if that happened, I would be like, damn, okay. But for that, I feel like you can give people excuses more when there's like more excuses
right
to be given.
I feel like in that sense, you can see who your friends are.
Yeah.
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 Because if they are busy and stuff like that, and then you do sit down and talk to them, or you have like moments where you guys hang out and you guys still connect and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you guys kind of like, you have to, in a sense, like respect each other's day,
time and
stuff like that.
And obviously what I'm saying is not always the case. Like someone, there are other excuses you can give to someone for not checking their phone all the time, or like replying to you, or even someone with a kid, like maybe they just like, you know, forgot and they actually don't see it like that, and they're just, you know, they got busy, blah blah blah. So I'm saying you can see it like that. But yeah, I just think that sometimes that can be like another factor into why I'm like, okay, this comes down to like value of my friendship and how much time you spend and all that stuff. Like that's something I very much.
So do you value, do you put to like friendship, right? For you, do you view friendship, like what is a criteria? Is time in there? Like you spend a lot of time in there?
Yeah, I wonder if it also like low-key merges with, you know, like love language, quote unquote, because like, you know how some people's love language is like spending time, or like that might be their preferred way, or like some people maybe you don't have to spend much time with them, maybe you can just like interact with them sometimes, or like they don't really care. Like I feel like it depends on personality too.
So
I'm saying.
So what do you see?
For me, I value spending time. Like I think spending time with people is like, that's how you get to know people better. That is like, time is valuable.
Yeah.
So if I'm spending my time with you, obviously I value you. And if I make time for you, I value you.
Yes.
If when you need me, I'm there, then that means I value you.
Yeah.
Is it happening vice versa all the time? That's debatable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or if you can't make time for someone, then you're like, and you're the person who always does make time for them. You know what I mean? You'll be like, oh yeah, like I'm so sorry, I wish I could, da da da. And imagine like someone doesn't do the same for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which obviously it's not tit for tat. It's not I do this for you, you do this for me.
Right.
It's just common understanding. Like it's common sense, common understanding. It doesn't always need to be like written black and white. I did this for you, you do this for me.
Yeah, I don't like that stuff either.
Yeah, like I don't like that either. It's very annoying. So
certain friendships. So let's say your thought about friendship is like spending a lot of time.
Yeah.
Because time is very valuable, right?
Yeah.
So if a friend doesn't spend time with you, but they bring other things to the table to be your friend. Such as like you know, like we talk about, like getting passionate for and being supportive and stuff. They don't necessarily spend time with you.
That's a niche in friendship, I guess. Like they appreciate things you can appreciate and stuff like that.
No, well, they appreciate. they appreciate you.
Yeah. Would it be a close friendship though? I feel like I don't know. Like that depends.
I feel like so.
It could be.
I feel like it could
Yeah.
be. I feel like it could be because like let's say you have a friend that you don't spend a lot of time with. You don't go to the movies a lot with, or you don't go, you know, doing things, spending time together physically. But you know that this person you could be vulnerable with. You know this person that you can
They'll
talk
be
to.
there when you need them.
They'll be there when you need them. If you do
if something happens and
they're like one phone call away.
Yeah.
Or like one text message away. You know, they will be there for you.
Yeah.
And then also it's on a deeper level. They know you, they know your family, they know, like, they just know you as a person.
Yeah.
They can't be there because maybe they're busy.
Yeah.
But then you know that this person's like, man, they got my back, period.
Yeah.
You know? What about that?
I do agree with you on that. Like I feel like that also ties to like generation, like what generation you're from. What place in life are you? And what place in life allows you to have that type of friendship?
Right.
There are some friends that I have that are like that. Where I'm like, you know, we don't see each other all the time, but like when we see each other, it's a good time.
Yeah.
And those friends I can't appreciate. Sometimes I feel like it's like, I don't know. For me, I don't consider those to be my quote unquote closest friends.
No?
No. Because, like I said, like what I consider a close friend is like spending time. And I guess that's person to person. But like that's always what I've had in my mind as the idea of like the type of friend that I see as like my best friend.
Right.
Yeah.
But have you ever had a friend where you spend a lot of time with and they have shortcomings on certain things?
Yes.
So that's why I'm trying to say is
it's not always everything.
it's not about the time.
Yeah.
It's about the quality of time.
Yeah.
It's about the quality that they give you
That's true.
as a friendship. You know, because you could go to a certain city all the time, and you could go to a certain state all the time, and you guys could go do things together and go to this mall, try different foods and stuff like that. And yet they're over here keeping tabs on you. They're over here judging you.
Yeah,
They're
true.
like low key.
And they're not really a close friend.
Like they're low key doing it.
Yeah.
You know, they're throwing little shades here and there.
Yeah.
You know, telling you, because I'm saying this based on my personal experience, right? Like saying things like, oh, you know, hey, you want to go eat here? It's kind of expensive. Like throwing little things like that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And yet we spend a lot of time with each other.
Yeah.
But yet you're throwing these little things at me. I don't want that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that. Like, and it's funny that you bring up like Gen Z generational stuff, right? I understand that like your age is like a certain,
there's a different, like, not standard for friendship, but like needs.
Yeah, different standards, different needs, different like perspective, because you guys are young.
Yeah.
You guys are,
when you're young, you want to have fun, quote unquote.
right.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to tell you is eventually you're going to be my age.
Yeah.
And when you hit my age, you're going to see that what I'm telling you
Time
right
is
now,
not everything.
Yeah, what I'm telling you right now is
True.
you're going to see it. You're going to get, time is not going to stop.
Yeah.
Eventually you're going to get to our age.
Yeah.
And then eventually you're going to see, boom. So right now it's like I'm giving you like advice.
Wisdom.
Like, hey man, you don't see it yet.
Yeah.
But
it's gonna come.
But it's gonna come. So it's kind of like it's best to start building these kind of friendships. Start having these kind of friendships.
Yeah.
You know, friends that are not gonna keep tabs on you. You know, I remember back in when I was like 18, 17 years old. And I remember I wasn't working at the time. We were in high school. I went out to go eat with a friend, a group of us.
Okay.
And of course everybody knew I didn't have money, because my parents didn't give me money or anything like that. I didn't work or anything like that. So we went to go eat, and they knew, and they're like, one guy was like, hey, don't worry about it, like, I got you.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
He's gonna pay for you.
Pay and like, don't worry
Forget
about
about
it.
it.
No,
Yeah.
he paid
and held it to you.
We went to Jack in the Box. I remember it was Jack in the Box. I got a meal.
He was gonna get you over a $1 taco.
No, I got a meal. He hooked it up with a meal. I got the fries.
So it was $3. Damn.
I got It was like 5 something.
Okay.
I remember because I remember this incident. It
And
was
he
like,
held that $5 over your head?
bro, you know what happened? Went to Jack in the Box. I got a meal, $5 something, right? And then the next time we went to go eat, I got money. And
so you paid for him.
so then I said, you know, I'm gonna pay for him because he's being a good friend. He treated me out, right?
Yeah.
So we went to another place. We went to like Carl's Jr. It was in California. So we went to like Carl's Jr. And at the time, I said, I'll pay for you.
Yeah.
Like whatever it is.
Yeah.
He decided to get like just a hamburger.
Okay.
Which was like $3.
Okay.
So then I paid for him.
Yeah.
And you know what he said to me? He said,
let me get something else.
he said, last time I got you, it was $5 and something cents. And then he said, this time was only $3 and something cents. So you owe me $1 something more.
Wow.
So then I said, what the heck are you saying? And he was like, because last time I paid for you, it was $5 something. And this time you paid for me, it was $3 something. So the difference, you owe me the difference. And I was like, are you freaking serious?
Crazy.
And that night, later on, I had a talk with him. And I said, hey, bro, like,
that's not cool.
we're friends.
Yeah.
We don't keep tabs on each other.
Yeah.
I don't keep tabs on you.
Yeah.
If I pay for something to you, I'm not gonna hold it over you.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna think about the dollar amount.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he was.
What did he think about that?
He was kind of like not biting back, but he was kind of like, oh, I don't get it. He was telling me like he doesn't get it.
Okay.
Like I pay $5.
You know how some people are just like raised with that, like in their culture. Does Vietnamese culture have that, where like you guys try to fight to pay the bill?
Yes.
Or no?
Yeah, we do have that.
Like where like if you're at a dinner or something like with another family or like
yes,
like in-laws or like whatever.
Yes.
They're like, oh no, we're paying.
Yes.
We're paying. Yeah.
Yes.
Like some people don't have that in their culture.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, oh, like you pay for them and then they'll never pay for you.
Right.
Which is not a tit for tat thing. Again, like I'm saying.
Right.
It's just, it's not respect. Also, it's not respect either. It's just being nice.
Being nice. Yeah.
Being considerate.
Yeah.
I would say that's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Being considerate.
Yeah.
If you, because it's not even like something you have to do.
No.
It's just something that you're gonna do and you don't have to put much thought behind. And it's something that you're raised with, I think, by example. Like, because if someone's like, I've heard this girl tell me before, like, she would take one of her friends out and she'd be like, oh, don't worry, like, I got you.
Yeah.
And like, low-key, next time, you're like, oh, like, you're buying something together or she's gonna go get it, and then like she sends you the bill for it.
Oh,
or
my
like
God.
she's like, oh, like, and like the thing you bought her was more expensive, because that's when you start getting into the detail of it.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, like I bought something more expensive for her last time.
Yeah.
Because you feel like not betrayed, but
it's kind of
it's like ouch.
But it's kind of like doing like
in the sense you're not keeping tabs. It's just because you're not gonna say anything, right? You're not gonna be like, oh, last time I paid for you, shouldn't you get me this time? Like no one would say that.
There's people say that.
I mean, I'm saying like on the side of the person who's considerate.
Right, on the side.
They wouldn't say, oh,
they wouldn't
last
think it.
time I got, yeah, they wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But on the side of the person who is inconsiderate, they would be like, oh, like I got you last. If the person who's considerate, person who's inconsiderate, they wouldn't do that without having the thought like they're gonna get me next time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm saying the person who just does that naturally, they're not going to think about it. But say that person never does anything for you in any way. Aren't you going to be kind of like, or no?
No, because the thing is, first of all, like you should be, if you're gonna pay for something for somebody or your friend.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say friend. If you're gonna pay for your friend, you should not expect them to pay you back.
Yeah.
If you're expecting them to pay you back, then you are keeping tabs on them.
Yeah.
Right? And vice versa.
Yeah.
Right? So it's kind of like it's kind of like if you're saying like if you take your friend out and you guys eat and you pay for them.
Yeah.
And they haven't thought or don't even give the thought of returning. That's kind of
what I was saying.
Of like kind of returning a favor.
Yeah.
You know, because that is considerate. To be like, hey, last time Sumaya paid for me last time.
That's kind of what I was saying. Like, it kind of goes for both sides. Obviously, it's not mandatory. I'm going based off of what my friend was like telling me. She was like, oh yeah, like this person like never did it, like ever, and I would like do it for her. Do you know what I mean? But it's kind of like, yeah, at the end of the day, the intention should be that you're just doing it because you love your friend.
Right.
Or like you want to do something nice for them.
Right.
Isn't it kind of weird though sometimes when nobody does it back for you, but that's kind of what I'm saying.
Like if nobody,
because then it becomes consideration on both sides, kind of.
One, I think,
if it happens enough times.
One, I think, is the friend that is not repaying or like returning the favor. Let's call it returning the favor.
Yeah, I don't think it's repaying.
So let's say the friend doesn't return the favor. Maybe it could be
they don't have enough money.
Maybe it could be a lot of things.
Yeah.
It could be some key things. Like they never thought about it.
Yeah.
Or they don't have the means for it.
Yeah.
Or they, and that's the thing. Like, you really have to see how this friend even responds to you
when you do it. Yeah.
Not when you do it, but in the friendship as a total.
Yeah.
As a whole.
Yeah.
Because like this, like if I pay for a friend or treat them out, we go have lunch or something like that, and I want to be nice, and I, hey, it's my treat, right? Yeah. And I know this person, and they don't ever return it, right? I'm not gonna think that because I know them.
Yeah.
Right. But if you're having this thought, oh, why isn't this person paying? Do you really know your friend then? Yeah. Is your friendship that deep then? Yeah. That you have to guess and why is because I have friends like I have my cousin Ty, right? Yeah. My cousin Ty, he's my cousin. Yeah. But then we connect deep. Yeah. And if that was to happen, if I would pay for him and then he doesn't pay me back or anything, or return a favor, it's whatever. Yeah. Because I know him. Yeah. He doesn't mean no ill intent and stuff like that. And plus, I do it because I care about him. Yeah. And that's where it starts. That's where it ends. Yeah. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Yeah. It should be as simple as that. Yeah. But I feel like some of these people overcomplicate things. Yeah. They overcomplicate their friends. What are my friends thinking about me? What are they saying about me? Yeah. How do they view me? Yeah. Like that. Like, if you have friendships like that, then
where you're thinking about that, or
if
where you're the one who's having that thought.
Yeah. Okay. So if you have friendship and let's say you're like, oh, I wonder if this person's judging me, or I told them a little secret of mine, insecurity, and I wonder if they're judgy and stuff like that. And then if you have those kind of thoughts or that kind of emotion already, and then you go and you do a favor for them,
that's when you're going to be bitter about it.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's when you're like, you're already uncomfortable about being friends with them. You have things you probably want to talk about. Yes. You obviously don't, quote unquote, care about them. Yeah. Because you not care about them, but like care about, like, you have certain issues in the friendship already, and that's when you're kind of like, well, damn, like then they didn't do something for me, and I'm kind of like the one doing something for them. That's when it becomes like that. Yes. Yeah. Yes, exactly. It's not a healthy friendship.
No, it's not. Yeah. It's not a friendship. I feel like it's not a friendship even worth having.
If you're having that emotion.
Yeah, if you're having emotion, because it's like stressful. Yeah. It's stressful. It steals your energy. Yeah, it does. It steals your energy. It steals and I heard this on a podcast, the Mindset Mentor podcast. It's like stealing your peace. Yeah.
But then it could go into like, well, you're letting that happen because you're thinking too deep into it. If they haven't given you multiple reasons for you to think that, are you just an overthinker? Are you insecure?
No, you just connect the dots.
Do you need well, that's when you have enough proof. Yeah. Or enough reason to believe that something like that is going on.
You follow your
instinct.
Your intuition. Yeah. And you follow your gut. Yeah. You follow your gut, and I feel like when you follow your gut and your intuition, you connect the dots. Yeah. This was said last time we hung out.
Little comments.
They throw a little comment jokes, here and there.
Quote unquote jokes.
Yeah, and it's kind of like slight shade, like little belittling stuff. And it could be small.
But for you it's like, yeah.
And then you have to wonder, is this person joking with me?
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of like when you're asking those kind of questions, you're like, do I, and it really ties back to like, do I even know that, do you really know this person for you to have to guess if they're joking with you or not?
Yeah.
You know, because if you know, if you're close to your friend and they joke with you, you know that they're joking.
Yeah.
You know they're playing with you.
But also, like, in my experience,
Yeah.
in my personal friendship experience, and I've been through a lot, guys, a lot of friendships. I would say that having a friendship where you guys belittle each other, whether if you're close, quote unquote close, I say that loosely, and you guys are belittling each other all the time, that's not a friendship.
Yeah.
You need friends, especially when you're in your like darkest moment, who are gonna build you up and not break you down. You know what I mean? And like when you guys are constantly joking about the things that you're literally insecure about, it gets to you. And whenever your friendship is literally breaking down, tearing down, those are the things that they're gonna come at you for.
Yeah.
And that's when it get and it doesn't even matter who the person is. If that's the kind of friendship you guys have, it's not a very good friendship.
Yeah.
And that's coming from experience, because
Right.
I've been in a friendship where you just always say nasty jokes to each other, jokes, loose, you know what I mean? But they're actually real, because those things, you're not in competition with each other. You're kind of always annoyed with each other when you're hanging out, but you're hanging out because you're friends, but it's not really friends,
No.
because that's not friendship.
No.
You should be nice to your friends.
Yes.
That's why they're
I
friends.
mean, how simple, how
You should be
clear
nice
can
to your
that
friend.
be?
Yeah, so I'm kind of like, dang, like I don't want to have friendships where we insult each other all the time.
Yeah.
Like that's not a friendship.
No.
So that's when it gets like the fine line just like gets blurred.
Yeah.
So that's what I think about those type of friendships. That's not a friendship. If you're always like putting each other down,
Putting
in
each
a
other
jokey
down,
way.
calling each other out.
Yeah.
On like, hey, I was vulnerable with you, and
Yeah.
now you're calling me out on it.
Yeah.
And you're making these small comments on it.
Yeah.
You know, and I trusted you.
Yeah.
So your trust starts kind of fading.
Yeah.
And you're like, can I really trust this person? And then it snowballs. It
Yeah.
snowballs to, I can't even go to you.
Yeah.
When I have problems at home,
Yes,
when I have
yeah.
problems with other people.
It's like, because then they're going to use it against me.
Yeah, because they're gonna be
Yeah.
judgy and they're gonna make comments about it, and now I'm not safe anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not safe anymore. So
And also they might make those kind of jokes like in a public place. Or like, and you don't want people to know that stuff about you.
yeah,
But they're
I don't
saying it as
freaking
a joke.
dude. I don't freaking get
And then
that
they
shit.
embarrass you in front of a bunch of people.
I don't freaking get that stuff, man. Like I don't get that stuff, bro.
Yeah.
There's people out there who literally they'll talk about your business in front of other people, and you're like, that was private.
Yeah.
Why are you saying it out loud?
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, oh, my bad.
I didn't know it was private, or yeah.
Oh, my bad, man. Shut up. You know what you
Yeah,
were doing.
yeah.
You know what you're doing. What the heck, bro? There's a lot of
There's a lot of
things.
people like that.
There's
yeah.
a lot of people like that. Not even in your age.
Yeah.
In my age group, I think there's people like that everywhere.
Yeah.
In all sorts of ages.
Yeah.
Like, you'll tell somebody a private incident that happened. You know, either it be embarrassing.
Yeah.
You know, hey, this one time I got, drunk and I threw up everywhere, or something like that, or like this one time I was in third grade and I peed in my pants and
Yeah.
something like
and
that.
You know what's
like,
so crazy about that? I one time had someone tell me, well, you didn't say not to say it.
wow, that's their excuse.
Yeah, like you didn't say like I shouldn't tell anyone.
It's funny that they switched the blame to you.
Yes. Like, you never said not to tell this person. And I'm like, well, if I told you, did I ever say, okay, yeah, you can tell the world now, like, about that specific thing?
It's like, sorry, I didn't.
Use 5% brain capacity and think about, maybe I shouldn't say anything,
Yeah.
like, to someone else about
Right.
what she said. Even if you're not sure. If you're not sure, that's a telltale sign. You should keep your mouth shut. It's like, damn, maybe I don't think she wants that getting out.
Yeah.
And then you can maybe talk about her next time with it.
Just keep
like
your
if you're
mouth
honest with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And be like, I wasn't sure, like someone was bringing it up, or like if someone gets to that topic and they want to know, you'll be like, I didn't say anything, and I just didn't want to say anything because I wasn't sure whether you wanted people to know, or
Yeah.
that was like a secret for you,
Yeah.
or blah blah blah, because maybe that person told you something like nonchalantly,
Yes.
like they made a joke of themselves, which is also what I try not to do nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, don't overshare. It's called oversharing.
Okay.
Like, you don't like say something that like either puts you down in a public setting, or like make fun of yourself in a public setting, or to someone. because at like as much as you want to think you know people, you really don't all the time. So like something that you say that you might feel vulnerable about, or like you're just making fun of yourself and you think it's fine and you trust that person, blah blah blah. Like just don't do it anymore. Like if you're insecure about something, don't bring it up. Like you need to battle that like yourself, and like don't make fun of yourself in public.
Why do people do that, do you think?
Make fun of themselves in public?
Yeah.
And overshare?
Yeah, like
maybe some people genuinely don't care, which I think some people genuinely don't care.
Yeah.
But like for me, I think it's best to just like, you don't want all your stuff out there like all the time, because then that also opens the door for those type of friendships, which I said, like where they think everything's a joke.
Yeah.
Not everything in life is a joke.
No.
Things hurt people. People get hurt. Blah blah blah. Not everything's a joke. So if we're always joking about things that hurt us, like that's not good.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. And I think that type of stuff just needs to stop.
You
like
think,
the oversharing,
you think,
putting yourself
you think
down.
I mean,
making jokes about yourself.
like, why do you think people do that though? Like, why do you think people, they put themselves down when it comes to like being around in public with their friends and stuff like that? And then they would talk down on themselves.
It could be a self-confidence thing, possibly. It could be where they themselves already feel bad about themselves.
Yeah.
So they're just kind of like, well, or maybe it's kind of like this, like they don't want to put someone else down.
Yeah.
It's you know how whenever people are insecure about themselves, they'll attack others.
Yes.
It's another way, but you're attacking yourself.
So
which
it's
can
kinda,
also be more harmful sometimes.
You know what it is? It could be like
Neither way is good.
They're trying to beat there's a phrase
themselves
like
up?
no like there's a phrase like
beat the other person to it.
Beat the other person to it.
Before you can say this about me, I'll already say it about myself.
Yeah, I'll already
thing.
say it about myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
it's harmful. It's harmful in like so many ways. It's harmful to yourself, and like because then you like take accountability for it in so many ways.
Especially when they believe it.
Yeah, behind closed doors you take accountability for it, right? Yeah. And then in front of other people you take accountability for it, and then you open the door for other people to attack you for it.
Yeah.
And think, oh, she's okay with it. Like it's like that. Her life is like that. Then we can. Then she said it.
And it's kind of like, it's kind of like
you said it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of like you said it, so I'm gonna write it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ride that wave.
For example, I'm gonna name an example, like saying you're poor.
Yeah.
Just for example.
Yeah.
And then everyone's kind of like, then it becomes another whole like layer of things, like, oh yeah, like, oh, she doesn't really have money. Should we invite her? Oh, she doesn't. Da da da. She said it herself. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
But inside, she's really insecure about that.
Yeah.
And she was doing this, what we just talked about, like beating herself up in public.
Yeah.
But it was like, so that's why you have to unlearn that.
But I feel like people
stop
shouldn't.
yourself from doing that.
Yeah.
And I think a way to do that is thinking in the moment. You have to think about what comes out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Like completely 100%.
Yeah.
Like before you say something, or even if you have to like give yourself a pep talk before you go somewhere.
Yeah.
Just to make yourself confident in public and be like, okay, you know, I'm doing the best I can.
Yeah.
You are good enough. Your personality is good enough. You don't need to have money to do this. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. It could be so many things that you could do. I think that you just have to like teach yourself how to not do that kind of stuff.
I feel, yes, I agree with that. I also feel that you have to give yourself validation.
Yes.
And not seek validation from others.
Yeah.
You know, you're only what you are.
What you think
you are.
Yeah.
So if you think you're poor and you can't hang out and you're ugly and you're fat
or fat or whatever you perceive yourself as.
Right. If you think these things, then that's going to build and start these insecurities. That's going to build and start.
And it's going to make them worse.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that's all you're going to see.
Yeah.
Like you're going to have a red light on all the times that you can't do something, or all the times that in the situation when you feel lower.
Yeah.
And that's always going to be what you think about.
Yeah.
And even sometimes like the other party or your friend is not always going after that. You're so negative that that's where your mind goes to. Like right off the bat.
Yeah. And now that you mentioned like negative, then your friends could look at you like, this person's negative.
Yeah.
This is a negative Nancy.
Yeah.
Like every time we're around them, like they just talk about this kind of stuff.
Yep.
Or like put themselves down. Or like bring up some kind of shortcoming.
Yeah.
You know, and
Like the vibes are bad.
Yeah, the vibes are
Yeah.
bad. But I feel like, yeah, people need to break away from that. Don't
Yeah.
put yourself down. Don't put yourself down. Don't think you're any lower. Don't think that you're not enough.
Yeah.
Don't think that you need validation from other people.
Yeah.
Only validate yourself,
Yes.
and then appreciate those who do validate you for who you are. Like those are the things that you need, you know.
Mhm.
And one thing that you can get away, like how you said, like people need to practice and unlearn doing these things is, you know, self-awareness.
Yes.
That's a key thing. That's a key thing. Is
Which could be a whole talk itself.
yes,
Self-awareness.
Yes, self-awareness.
Next topic.
You're aware. You're aware of your emotions. You're aware of your feelings
and how you feel, and
Yes.
and what you want to say, and when you should say it, and,
Yes.
and when you feel invalidated in a group setting, or like in someone, like say it in the moment. You know what I mean? Oh dang, that kind of makes me feel like blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Or just because then if you fester it, that's the worst thing you can ever do.
And you're aware of that thought.
Yeah.
You're aware, like, holy crap.
Yeah.
At that moment, I would have said this.
Yeah, and that's what you don't do. That's like regretting. That's what I do all the time. Is like festering, fermenting a thought over and over again, like one thing, keep on thinking about it. If something happened, I keep on thinking about it. How is like this, and the other person could already forgot a long time ago, or not even realize what they did.
They live in your brain rent free.
They're living in my brain rent free, completely rent free. They got a mansion in my brain, like literally.
And at the end of the day,
I'm suffering. That's like it goes back to like taking your peace.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, to even go deeper in that, at the end of the day, you have control of that.
Yes.
You are in control of
and that's self-awareness.
Right, and that is self-awareness.
And that is how you find yourself.
All right, Sumaya. Thanks for the talk.
Woo.
And we're gonna come back and we're gonna do this some more.
Yes.
Because there's a lot to talk about on this self-awareness stuff.
Yes.
So yeah, this is the Find Yourself podcast, and thank you guys for listening.